Man, you know what, JT? I had a good time watching this game on Saturday. I don't know. I know we were on a couple seats apart, but the anxiety I had towards the end of the game, were you feeling it too, or was it just me?
I was feeling it, but so Emily and I looked at our because we both had our smartwatches on, so we were both looking at our heart rate um, over the course of the game. Apparently, I only got up to 120, which I would have told you it would have went up a lot higher than that. Um, Emily's, I think, was in the 150s. I think she was the one who turned to me and said that she felt ill at some point of the game when Georgia was mounting their comeback. So um, I don't know. I guess that means I never thought it was in doubt. I guess I don't know.
I can't say that. I really thought at the end there that we were about to give it away. Um, just it just seemed like nothing was going our way in the second half. But I guess some of the positives I took out of the game, it was the atmosphere of the stadium was rocking. Man, it was loud, 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 loud. I hadn't heard Bryant Denny like that in a while. Um, and I think that had a lot to do with um, some of the successes that we had earlier. Uh, it was different, man. Squeezing everybody in through three gates, well, three checkpoints,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just all kind of different, but it was fun. So, out of the game, before we get to this film here in just a second, I think what we want to talk about, I believe there's definitely some good, right? Um, Maybe a little bit of bad, not as negative as I would have thought. I felt like how you talk about it as a coach, or we talk about it as a coach. When you're there and you're in the moment, it looks like things are just awful. And then you go back and watch the film, and it's kind of like, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah, that saying of it's never as good as you thought, and it's also never as bad as you thought.
Yes, yes. And that's how I felt after I went back. I just thought I was going to see so much more negative stuff on offense and defense, primarily defense in the secondary in the second half. Um, but I just think it didn't bounce our way. So we need to look at the good, need to look at the bad, and we'll see if there's some ugly um, in here a
Mm-hmm.
little bit too. All right. So,
Well, a couple of things I want to add before we actually get into the film is one, um, we got to give credit where it's due. I'd said it in the stadium. I was, well, I guess we were sitting behind Georgia's bench. So I was looking at their sideline a lot, even when it was 28-0, trying to just figure out like what does the body language look like, and at least from the coaching staff, they it was clear that they were still trying to keep guys in the game. So for me, I think part of the reason that um, the comeback was even possible was due to Georgia's staff staying engaged in the football game.
yes.
Even when they got their one touchdown in the first half and it was 30-7, um, if you just looked at the sideline and didn't know what was going on, you would have thought that they had just taken the lead, even still down 23 points. And you could see it as they started coming back. Their sideline never really looked like they quit. So I got to give them that credit there, because had the staff given up, it would have got real ugly.
Yes, I 100% agree. And that's right. And I didn't look at it the way you did. I was looking at them guys sitting on the back of the seats. I was kind of joking around.
Well, yeah, well, I was trying to figure out were those the same four dudes up there the whole time, but I kept forgetting what numbers were sitting up there on the bench.
Well, remind me to post it later because I actually took a picture so we can find out exactly who it is. And probably should have put it on the show just for kicks and grins and make some Georgia fans mad. But we won't do that because they actually played a very good game. What we're going to see on parts of it when we get to the defensive part afterwards. So why don't we go ahead and jump into some film, man?
Mhm.
I think this is good. We got to say thank you to Black Fire uh, again for making this happen. You know, without them, we would not be able to make these things go. Make sure you give them a follow if you're on Instagram as well as Black Fire Pub in Dallas. Put out a lot of good got good content. You know, we talk about it being the Alabama home in Dallas, but it's a great place to go. Whether or not you're an Alabama fan or not, you should go.
Well,
You know,
coincidentally enough, there's a second location in Lakewood, which is a Georgia bar.
oh, why was I thinking they were LSU?
Because they were, and then Georgia came in last minute and
They
beat them.
just booted LSU like that. Just told them to get to stepping.
Look, you could talk to Mike about it. I don't want to put Mike's business out there, but he told me that it's now a Georgia bar. So,
Ah,
and that was before the season. That didn't just happen. That was before the season.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, well, find either one of them. If you're an Alabama fan, make sure you go to one on McKinney Avenue in Dallas. So,
Hmm.
all right. So I don't know what order, man. We got a lot of clips, so y'all just gonna have to bear with us and just watch this stuff because there's so many good um, things.
Yeah, it's about 50 clips. So, pretty much the game. So, is what we're going through here.
Yep. So if you want to watch the football, stay tuned. Okay. All right. What we got first? I don't even know what it is. It says first and
This is
10.
clip 7. Um,
Oh, deep ball. So a lot of the stuff that was picking is really JT. When I was going through it, I was just picking the explosive plays. Explosive to me meaning anything over 20 yards. Okay.
mhm.
I know runs. There will be some shorter runs. Explosive runs aren't necessarily 10 yards. Most people would say 10, maybe 11. Um, but anyway, we had some big chunk yardage early. So um, the DB kind of had him in a good spot, but he stacked him. We kind of talk about when you actually get in front of them and
Mhm.
get your shoulder in front. So it's a good ball by Jalen. Um, and a great catch just to go ahead and set the tempo. One of the other pieces that you see is this from the back end is the offensive line and the protection. I mean, look at this pocket that he had. Just it's
And
good all the way
and
around.
since we know how this game ended, this is a bit of foreshadowing, right? Because it's kind of the same route on the same side of the field,
Yep,
and I want to say against the same. It might
same
be the
dude.
same two safeties. It might not be, but we'll find
It
out
was
on that
one
one.
of them. No, that's true. It was.
It's at least the same corner.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, the reason why I put this on here, this is not the actual touchdown. It was really they come back and score right after this. But some people probably have been trying to figure out what was the penalty and whatnot, and the receivers weren't set at the top. So um, you can see Ryan Will. He barely even got there, and we're snapping the ball. So
Yep,
I don't
you got to be
know.
set for a full second.
Yeah, but when you look at the back end again, the left side of our line, we were talking about Georgia's side, but that man, that's just you talking about moving people. I don't even know where the left tackle started at. Look at that. Look at him. Look how hyped he is.
Yeah, so
I
he's
mean,
we'll say 4 yards inside the hash,
yeah.
and
I
he
mean,
ends
when he
up
finished,
he's on the hash now, and he finishes 4 yards outside the
yeah,
hash.
yeah, that's power and that's movement. I don't know what you do with that. When you got guys just feeling it like that. So okay, we did talk about these run plays. Uh, you know what, JT? I got to give ourselves some props. Okay, I'm not the one that only boasts like that, but we talked about a lot of the things that we were going to see, and I love it when they actually start to happen. Outside runs, we thought Jalen Milrow was going to be a big part of that. You saw it all through the game. Unfortunately, in some scenarios, we saw them throwing to the slot a lot. um, so, you know. this play, uh, guard pulling around, Booker coming on out. He's still looking for work. There ain't even nothing to do. He
Yeah.
just
We also got to give props to Kendrick Law. I mean, he was. You see him on display, but as you watch the film, number one, the receiver, he was blocking his tail off on the perimeter. I mean,
yes.
he was killing guys all week in the run or all game in the run game.
Yeah, I wish we. Yes, he does good. And I just wish we can get him involved a little bit more somehow. I don't know what's going on there. Why he's not seeing more action. I guess.
Oh, it sounded like he got hurt at some point during the game, but I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're looking to see if you get a little foreshadowing what happens here, I like it because on the screen you can see how many yards we actually end up gaining. Uh, this is a big run. Again, those guys getting up front. JT talking about the wide receivers blocking, and it
I think
just
this is actually the one that I think I had also picked this one because of Kendrick Law out here again, just taking. I think that's Malachi Starks and just saying we're going on a ride.
yeah, we went after those guys, and I like the game plan because we did talk about the middle of their defense that we were kind of worried about them. They're stacked, but man, I love this play, dude. If you know how to do it, running these counters where you're pulling two guys, um, and it executed a little bit different because normally you think of kick, kick. Remember how we were always saying, you should follow the pullers,
Mm-hmm.
but he actually wraps not Jaden Roberts, but right here,
Pritchett,
there,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
it's because I don't think he can get inside. I mean, the Georgia DN here does a good job boxing this and just setting the wall, right? So there's only
where's
one
the
path to
other
go.
guy going? I mean, I don't know. I guess if he's boxing, he figured he had to fit
Yeah, he's
inside.
supposed to go inside, but yeah, I mean, he. I guess this is almost a case of, hey, you're doing too good of a job here. You messed up the run fit because he's trying to go inside, and then you end up getting sealed, and then the receivers on the edge are, I mean, working these DBs, right? So
Yes, yes. Another power run. Okay, little empty. I love this because of the blitz is coming, and
yeah,
okay,
and I picked a few of these not because they're like exotic big plays, but a lot of people are trying to figure out what happened in the second half. What were the adjustments that Georgia made um, in the second half that changed the way this game went? And I'll go ahead and spoil it now so that you can pay attention to it later on. But it's plays like this where Georgia is definitely sending five and maybe six, depending on
so
whether it's a delayed. But the entire first four drives where they just march down the field, Georgia's doing this where they're sending at least five, and Jalen is just throwing the ball where the blitz came from.
yeah, and I mean, the goat, uh, Nick Saban. He talked about this on the pregame show when he was talking about how they send six, but they don't play man. They play zone. So
Mm-hmm.
you're short somewhere and they're leaving it up to Miro. He thought maybe that they would try to match up and cover one when they send six. They're essentially saying almost like a cover three. So it's
Yeah,
almost going to be open and
we call
empty.
it hot. We just and we call it eyes technique where we're just gonna look at the quarterback, kind of replace. We'll have three under. We might have three under two deep, or we might have two under three deep. Kind of depending how many guys we got left, and just look at the quarterback's eyes and try to get in the vision. But um, you can you can see where this linebacker number two, that would be his drop typically.
I'm just surprised they didn't come out of it with empty because you don't have enough. You got five wide receivers out there and you only got,
Mm-hmm.
you got the one in the middle. It's an easy read, I would think, for Milrow. Okay. So it starts in empty, ends up in empty. This right here, it was kind of unbelievable to me watching it in the game.
Yeah,
So first, go all the way back, JT, because we were talking about the
yeah,
board actually understanding who's taking what and what you got to see. This had to be you talking about some serious coaching. You got the running back all the way out on the left matched up with
yeah. I mean, you have to have some kind of film study to know that this is the look that you're going to get. Um, but it's easily confirmed that this is man pre-snap, right? And I'm pretty sure I've seen an interview, even with Cam Newton talking about this. Is like, yeah, if you put a running back out there, and as soon as the linebacker is the guy that walks out there with him, you know it's man. That's your key right then. Because if it was zone, the corner would just sit out there and they'd bump over. But you take somebody out of the box, and then still looks like man, and now you know for sure. Like if you didn't know before, you know
yes.
right now that it's man, and you know who should be getting the ball. And I think I knew as soon when at this point sitting in the stands, I was already like, yeah, we need to throw the ball to number 26 right now because he's
Yeah.
chasing. And what a ball it was.
Man, it was so pretty, bro. Just watching it, I just the way it just dropped in there. I mean, he put this thing on a rope, and I mean, just look at the pocket. I mean, everything. They're picking up the twist. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a thing of beauty. And I think that was at the point right then. I was like, okay, we got to start talking about this guy for the Heisman for real. He'd already ran one in. Now he's throwing them. Okay, unbalanced from the beginning. One
Right.
tendency that we had here that I figured out pretty quickly at the stadium is that anytime that tight end flopped, we were kind of throwing him the ball. So there was something that they saw um, as well. You know. Okay, touchdown. We were saying that typically you don't see him running this jet sweep. You germ that is what I mean. But I'm glad it worked. We got out there. Hats off to the tight end again. Sealing. This is hard on your defensive end because they don't block him.
Yeah. Well, this is also
Right,
another play that
safety.
we're going to see later where it didn't go so well um, for Alabama. Jalen pulls this and gets
Standing right
stuffed.
there waiting on him. Yes. Um, I mean, stadium's going crazy right about this time for sure. Okay. I'm just loving how he does that. Cause see, go back. I guess I just want to ask you. What do you? Because they don't have to move. What do you do?
Yeah. I
They
mean,
don't
so
have to
again,
move.
you really have to kind of get your guys paying attention to like who can go out for a pass and who can't. Like right now, he's ineligible. You can't he can't go out for a
Draw
pass.
fast.
But if you're not paying attention, you think he can. And then on the other side, depending on what this number is, you know, he would be eligible. He's wearing 74, so I don't know what the NCAA rule book says on that. Although we'll see a little bit later. I did pull some NCAA rules,
Yeah,
but
he's not supposed to go out. I mean, we follow that here in Texas that it has to be an eligible number for him to go out. But now, so did they flip flop on who was eligible after they moved? I'm just going
yeah.
back
So
to
after
that
they
in
move, they're
Texas.
both eligible,
Yes.
right? So 81 was not eligible in this formation. Then they move. They put Ryan Williams on the ball. They put Jeremy Bernard off the ball. Now both tight ends are eligible, and the
And they
backs on
moved
the
it
other
back.
side.
And they moved it back. Yes. So
And I think, and this is just a thought that just occurred to me.
Finals.
I think that um, part of Georgia's original game plan with why they were well, we knew they were going to blitz around 40% of the time anyway. But I think part of that was also like, look, we know they're going to be doing all these weird shifts and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not going to matter because we're going to be sending six. So, at some point, and I've gotten there as a DC where you get to a team and you're like, look, they're just going to motion every play and they're going to put dudes all over the place, and we're just not. We're just not going to deal in that. We're not going to play that game.
Yep.
But
Understand? There's
again,
six.
yeah, again, they vacate with the linebackers and then they just replace it. And as long as you pick up the blitz, which they do, there's a dude open. And here it is. I mean, that was how they were getting down the field with ease at the beginning of the game or the first half.
Hmm. I mean, it just they're sitting. I mean, we got everybody blocked. It just offense has been fantastic. The offensive line was is just unbelievable
Mm-hmm.
on how good they um blocked and gave him time to do that. How about this? I that
Yeah,
this
this was
is
sweet. I mean, I know
yeah.
they didn't get the first on this one, but whatever it
You,
looks like on camera right now, I promise you, it looked better in person.
you talk about creativity and fun though. Just imagine as a player when you put this in, that he's like, I'm sure they're just laughing like, are we really gonna run this? And then he actually calls it on what down is it third and
It's
5?
3rd and 5. Let's see. It's
Yeah.
3rd and 5. You're up 21 points basically at the beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, Miro walks off, and I like how he actually still has a snap counter because he claps his hand on the snap.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was just, I was shocked. It was awesome um, to see. I love that they're just having a good time and having some fun. Um, and they're all looking over at the sideline. I mean, everybody's in on the joke.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
So
man,
this is the very next play, I believe. Yeah, 26, clip 27.
quad set again. Still unbalanced when we're talking about who's
Right.
who.
And then this one right here, this is
Wow.
probably I feel like this is we we were sitting behind Kenyon Drake and his family.
Yes.
And I think this was the play that his dad and I had our first real interaction here because we saw this collision by Jan Miller and number
Boom.
11.
Ooh-wee. Yes, sir. I was like, man, we're going. And then he
Yeah, that's
stayed in bounds, turned the corner, and just took it. This is crazy, bro. I mean, you're talking about physicality. Is that really a word? I always want to know that.
yeah. Well,
Physicality.
we used it enough.
Ooh, man, that hurt. Look at he's still on the knee,
Mm-hmm.
just back there, like, man, they're gonna be showing that on TV. You know what I really enjoyed too, and I wonder if they're going to end up getting flagged. I mean, because they almost did their celebrations like the pros. The whole
Mm-hmm.
team's just running into the end zone. Is that legal or not, or is
I
it
guess so.
just
I
you
guess it
know?
is. So once again, same thing. Now this is a simulated pressure, um,
Yeah.
and
You want
what
to
I
explain
mean
what that
by
means?
simulated is, okay. Well, first we need to define blitz. So they have 4 down. So typically you're going to send 4 and drop 7. Even if you were in a 3 down, a lot of teams will still just drop 7 instead of dropping 8. Dropping 8 is like pretty conservative when it comes to covering up the pass and just trying to rush 3. So a lot of times you're always trying to get home with 4. Anytime you add one more person, that is a standard blitz. You're sending 5. Now, a simulated pressure is showing 4, bringing an extra, but then dropping one guy out. So it looks like a blitz because the backer's going, but you're still dropping 7 into coverage. So in this particular play here, you can see that they're bringing the fourth guy and the defensive end. I don't even know if he's actually a defensive end, but a guy who's lined up as if he were a defensive end is actually playing coverage. So we call that a sim pressure because they're still only sending 4. Still looks like a blitz, but the point that I even had this on here was just again they have a linebacker vacating the middle of the field. Jalen Milroad identifies it and then just puts it exactly where he should have been standing at.
And don't you think that says a lot on Jalen too? That as much as we used to talk about, did he have pre-snap read? Could he find the right guy? I think he's shown that he can, just particularly from this game. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know we saw it in the others, but just he wasn't really throwing the ball in the places that it need to go. You know. Uh, all right, more movement. Maybe we got to start figuring out how many times and how many people move on every single play because that's
Yeah,
four
because
people that
yeah,
move.
yeah, and this is what we expected from a Kalen DeBoer offense, right? I mean, they line up in one formation, all 4 are moving, they get reset, then the back moves, so there's the 5th guy, and then if you want to count a 6th guy because he's moving again,
Again,
then here he comes in motion, and this is kind of just an unfortunate ball right here. If Dupree catches this the first time, it's not an interception.
yeah. So I just wanted you to. That's nothing. Not his fault. He was twisting and turning. The guy kind of like really couldn't tell what happened in the game when you're watching there, but he was on a. He wasn't on his own spin move, but he was kind of thrown behind right there.
Yeah,
Just
trying to get it away from number 11, but didn't hold on to the ball and got hit. So that was
you know
not on.
what? Look at him talking noise too. Stop. Empty. Felt like he was going to run the ball every single time on these empty routes, but oh, this is a precursor to what happened later on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I want to talk about that a little bit from the coverage standpoint. You know,
Yeah, and once again, so this is the we have now gotten into the third quarter, and you can see they're still sending a backer, still a simulated pressure, right? We're still dropping one guy out down at the bottom, sending 4. Um,
how fast is this guy?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but he's fast enough to get to the 10-yard line and pull his mouthpiece out to start his celebration 10 yards before he got to the end zone. So must be pretty fast. Uh,
He Miro takes a shot.
yeah, I like the stunt from Georgia too. I mean, I know they're part of it's probably because they're not completely lined up, but
A
kind
little
of
twist.
trying to show, not knowing who's going to pass off where. 78, I think, is actually on a spy here. I don't actually think that he's rushing, right? I think he's just kind of in the way, waiting for Milrow to run somewhere.
Take off. Yeah, but this is just it's. I don't know. I still got to figure out these rules on what you can do with the quarterback too, because they were hitting him late or not late, but low. Maybe it's just discretionary. You know, when you throw the ball, if you can hit him on the legs or not.
It was something about it's something about if you're engaged, if you're being engaged by a blocker, you can hit the quarterback anywhere. But if you're free, you got to hit him above the knee or above the waist or something like that. I hope I put that this double reverse pass on here.
No, well, maybe you did. I know I didn't. I saw it. And it was booty.
Well, um, I just want to make one point about that. Oh, we are.
Yeah, this will be the last. No, it's not the last.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, bear with us, audience, because
You out of order?
yeah, yeah, we're way out of order. Um, so I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna hop down. Um, so we're gonna jump back earlier into the game. Um, because there's some other
I didn't
things that we're
see
doing.
that.
So
Uh,
this is kind of just a miss block here. Um, that kind of
Hold it, he tackled him. God,
yeah
did
yeah.
they call it?
They did they
Yeah,
did.
it is flag. God, I don't know if y'all can see that hold right there.
There was actually two holding. 77 and 57. By the way,
Yeah, I mean, dirty laundry. You know what I didn't like in the second half was fourth down. Were they 100%?
they were they were 100%.
Okay, we're getting to that.
All right, so here's another one. They're bringing six, one broken tackle, and
Mm.
Milrow making him pay. So from let me get to the back end here.
What
We're
was in
actually
the
doing
zone?
pretty good. So this is one of those. Well, this is one of the ones where they're empty, and you're getting six guys, right? So you're Jalen Milrow's hot. He's got to deal with one of these
Uh,
himself,
yeah,
right?
he does.
And he does. Steps underneath, dips his shoulder, and decides to get out of there with the pump fake. Yeah, take that.
Yeah, dude, fast man. Thought he was gonna run out of bounds. He gonna start running out of bounds. More movement, lots of movement. Oh god,
Yeah,
got blown back a little bit on that one.
yeah. So they have a little stunt here, um, but Pritchett ends up getting walked back into the path of the ball carrier, and the corner here does a good job.
He did. I just like what he did though. The running back just being physical,
Get low, yeah.
saying, "Hey, if you're gonna get you some." Oh, okay. Just go back.
This might be the same one that we looked at before. There might be some duplicates in here. I thought Quick Cut was gonna. Oh no, this is a double pass. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, go back before you even start talking about that because I wanted them to see because I pointed this out in the game that all five of them are on the same side. All five eligibles.
Yeah.
We're
Uh,
talking about stressing on a what the
so
heck do you
so
do?
then yeah. So here you go. Let's get the circles back out. All five are on that side of the ball. Quickly, who is ineligible? He
He's
cannot go up for a pass,
uh,
and he cannot go up for a pass because he's on the line. Uh,
yes, and you're talking about the pass, but what it does is you can't. They're short because you're creating the gaps too.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's almost like they're doing what you said. Like whatever, they're gonna move. you know,
Yeah.
and you got a whole different formation.
Yeah, now you're in more of a traditional empty, right? So Kendrick Law gets the ball. Um, we got he's protecting, and it's really a two-man route. Like, yeah, he's open, but
Can't throw it over
yeah,
there.
ain't no way. This kind of throw right here is what got Carson Beck in trouble at the end of the game. Another spoiler. Um,
They were waiting on it, man. They were tipped off some kind of way.
so this is what we were talking about in the stands about, and I'm sure there's other people that said, well, Kendrick Law should have thrown this away. But what I need to do is read. Oh, you're not supposed to be seeing all my goodies, and maybe I'm not going to be able to read it because it's
Please
on
don't
here.
put your goodies on the screen. Let me see your goodies.
Oh well, my easel has gone away, but essentially, and if I remember correctly, and somebody can fact check me if they want to, but I think it's rule 7, um, section 4, subsection 3, 2H, whatever. They have an example in there talking about who is allowed to throw the ball away. And it says the example that the rule book says is team A quarterback, they use other numbers, but I think it's team A, player A11 receives the snap, throws it backwards to somebody who is in the box, and that person leaves the box, and then that person throws the ball away. What's the ruling on the field? The ruling is intentional grounding. That boils down to the rule is actually the person. It says the person who is receiving the snap or backwards pass. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when somebody reads it, they're going to be like, well, Kendrick Law got a backwards pass. But what they're talking about is the snap, because the snap of the ball is considered a backwards pass. So just in case you do decide to go down the rabbit hole, there is nothing in the rule book that says that you have to snap the ball between your legs. That is not a rule. You can turn and do it sideways if you want to. That's why the snap is considered a backwards pass. So the first person to control the ball after that is the only person who then gets the exception to the rule of if you make it outside the tackle box to throw it away. So in this case, this is why Kendrick Law has to run around and just try to make something happen, is because if he throws it away, it is a penalty. And I think it's a 15-yarder and a loss of down. I don't think it's at the spot at that point. So that's the only reason I want to put that play on there.
Great point. Great point. It's good to know. Get the education in, man. You got to know. I don't know though. Woo-wee.
Yeah. So this is 4th and 1, right? Georgia's doing a very good job of taking away these gaps, but you get the look that you want, right? You get the kick out.
Got to get up in there.
But it's 4th and 1. You just got to lower the shoulder and try to fall forward. And right now he saw 32 flash back in here and try to get outside. And that's just not what this situation calls for. So now he falls short. Turnover on downs.
That was like a job by their defense. Just stalemating us up front.
Right. And then here we go. Another one. We're just letting a guy into the backfield, goes to the double team. Yep.
Twist.
Inside. And there's nowhere to go here. And so they're in a little bit of a different front here because number 2 is playing their defensive end. So I'm just kind of going back through these quickly to try to catch up to where we were. But here's another one, right? So they're sending 5 and just look at the middle of the field. Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
He has his choice on whether he wants to go up here or right here. Hell, down here. Right.
Well, the other guy could have stopped. He was so deep. The slot guy at the top.
So this is what Georgia was doing in the first half, sending a whole bunch of pressure, and then Jalen is just finding people. And there's more like this, right? They're doing the same thing. A whole bunch of people. Here's the flea flicker or double reverse pass. Probably doing a little too much here.
Booty.
Now,
one man around. They're way back there.
Hold on now, because this is. I looked at this one too. Right,
the screen is good,
and it's. Yes. They have a play here.
Yes.
And these guys are trying to sell the fake, but Caden Proctor kind of goes to sleep a little bit too long here and does not realize that the one guy that can stop this play is screaming up to come get it.
It's coming fast.
Right.
Like he loafing right there because he could have got him. And if he gets him, like you said.
Right. If he gets him, there is a convoy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys for these 4. And, that one can go to the house. I mean, it looks a bit worse from this angle. Kind of like what it looks like. And that's when you see Bernard calls for the ball, and there he goes.
I wonder if he's too wide.
He could be. Yeah. Maybe he got outside of the – maybe he needs to be standing right here.
Yeah. It's all about spacing when you're doing these things. Spacing and timing is super important, and if he's that far outside of him, he didn't help the lineman with the block. You know, but I love the creativity. How many times, man? Look at this. Had
Okay,
another wheel. Had another wheel route.
so here is the start of the third quarter. I think this may be the first play. No, not the first play. Maybe the second play of the third quarter, or at least second possession or second play on Alabama's first possession of the third quarter. And have shown you enough clips, hopefully, that you see what I'm talking about how Georgia has the whole first half been just vacating the middle of the field, and now they come out of halftime and they just send the four and they sit right here in the middle of the field.
Mhm.
Those first reads are gone, right? So here it is. He looks, no, no, no. Everybody's covered up here, and this guy up here, that's a long throw. So that clock probably went off, and he's like, all right, I got to get out of here now. And he picks up 5, so not a terrible play. You get down to 3rd and 4. But now you can kind of see what that adjustment is.
Good adjustment by old Kirby. We didn't block this guy again.
Right.
I get it. I don't.
I think we probably I think that they were supposed to block him. I think 80 is actually supposed to seal this dude. This is not a read. It's a toss. And Bernard takes him. Right? We seal this. We seal him.
That room.
Right. Now you just got to beat that guy, who you will see he shows up in the second half a lot, stopping plays for no gain or a very short gain, coming in at the safety position. And that's, anytime you're going to play 7-man spacing and you're going to get run support from the safety like that, you're going to be playing some pretty good defense. So this is one that I'm not sure that this was the right read here. I get it. He's surfing. But there's just not enough people.
I don't know that that's a poor read based upon that. We were talking about this beforehand where that 42, is that his number? What number is that right there? The defensive end?
13.
But they were crashing down on the running back. He didn't really do that.
Right. Right. And then that's what we talked about last week, right? Of like,
yes.
We were talking about who do you want to carry the ball? Do you want the backs to carry the ball or do you want the quarterback to carry the ball? And it looks like this game they were like, look, we don't want Jalen Milroe to carry the ball. At least
not no more.
Right. Not anymore. And I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but there are a couple of ways to teach a quarterback how to read this zone read. And I think one of the easier ways to do it, and we've done this with our guys, is instead of saying, hey, if the end does this, pull it. If he does that, pull it. Or give it, whatever. You as the offensive coaching staff also know who you want to carry the ball. So if you want your quarterback to be more prone to keep it, you can rephrase the wording to the quarterback and say, hey, when you're going through your mesh point, if you think that the defensive end can tackle you, give the ball away. If you don't think that he can tackle you, keep it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of probably what the mindset here is he's looking at 13 and he's like, ain't no way 13's tackling me. However, there's another dude out here, right? Yes. The receiver actually brings the corner in here to help.
Pretty good crack replace.
Yeah.
Cowboys need to learn how to do that.
Hey, this is supposed to be a safe space for the Cowboys right now.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Okay, so this one right here, I don't know what's going on. We can see a miscommunication of this is a fake snap, right? We got motion coming along. and I don't know what they're saying to each other, but
He's
you can
get
tell
run.
you just looking at this, you can tell that Jalen does not actually clap his hands here. His hands are together, but he didn't clap. So he's nobody is ready to
Nobody
go.
moved. No, they. I mean, nobody was ready. That was bad.
Right. So I mean, at least this only went for -2 instead of a snap over the head or a fumble snap or anything like that.
This one it just started going bad. See, right there, that's on the legs again. That's what, I just don't. But
Right. And
you
this
kind of
is
explained it. I mean, but
this is I don't know what everybody else calls it. We call this lasso. Right. Once we it's a line stunt, so we're actually gonna slant one direction if it's run, but then once we realize it's pass, then we're gonna loop around and they have the backer coming. Right. So this is a 6-man pressure. They're playing hot this time. They dial it up. This is a pretty good one
it's
because
a great
now,
pressure.
right, the this backer we're looking right here, and that gets him to move this way, and now he's got a free go. Now I don't know what their rules are on how to pick this up, but you've got enough. You've got 5 linemen plus the H back. You've got 6 for 6, but he comes across and we just missed the extra person.
Well,
Right.
your center is kind of in a bind. I wish we had an offensive line coach here because it's almost like if I was seeing that, I would be thinking go right. I mean, because of number three. Um, the pass off or the twist. He's got two twisters, two,
Mm-hmm.
3 and 13. I, I don't, I don't know how you teach him or what you tell him to do in
Yeah,
that
me either.
scenario.
It just means I'm about to steal this.
Mm,
So this one, he's just got to know. Like this time, he didn't actually find his
he's a
his
check
hot
down.
route. His check down is 26. But this was one of the first times he was actually getting hit, and he's above the waist. I mean, he's at the legs, but he's not below the knee. So I think the delineation is below the knee.
Yeah. Well, it was 3rd and 11. He's trying to get the first,
Mm-hmm.
so he's throwing it to the sticks. Not a bad read. I'm not mad at it.
So this is one of the ones we were talking about not following the puller.
Yeah.
So here you go. This time you get your kick out.
Oh man, look at that physical pull. What was that talking about?
Proctor's coming in on 78. You just
Mm,
gotta you just
it's
you got
there.
you gotta
Just
stay
be
in here.
patient. Just be
You
patient.
gotta stay in here. Because now you don't, and now it's only a gain of 2. Right, trying to bounce it out to the outside, and
I think they'll get him to slow down. I think I have to get him to slow down. Maybe the one time we didn't move a whole lot of people right there, just to back.
yep, and but you get them on the snap count, so you get to see everybody who's coming. Safety's coming too, right? So there it is. We get it out early. This is the one that kind of made me a little upset because it's 3rd and 4.
I thought we were gonna get the first. How do we not get the first? He's short. Everybody was screaming that
Yes, he was short,
he's short.
but I don't know why he stopped running. He actually just like stops and lets number 3 come and hit him, and it's even more apparent from this angle here. It's like he's gotten past Starks and he sees him, and then he kind of gives himself up instead of just running
Putting it back into him a little bit.
right, trying to fall forward. He ends up falling sideways, and he's not there.
It's just so funny being in the stadium listening to everybody. A terrible spot. Terrible spot. I'm like, no, not really. I don't think so.
So then at that point, we have come back and have lost the lead. The comeback has started. I'm jokingly saying the fix is in because the line was Georgia -1 at this point, and you're kind of thinking a whole bunch of bettors are about to be upset.
How did Vegas do this again? Yeah.
Right. So
Okay.
Georgia scores.
Dun 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 dun. I still don't know how. Whoop. So
Right.
do you watch that Mr. 30 or whatever his name is on?
Yes, I did. Yes, yes, I did
Did,
watch Coach 30.
yeah, did you see him talking about this play? It's hilarious. If you haven't watched him on Instagram, you need to go see it because he
Um,
roasts Georgia.
so I mean, there's not too much to say about this play other than that guy's a freak.
Unbelievable, man. First of all, get the catch. I'm trying to figure out how he got this other second spin move in here. What? I mean, it just certain players just have this thing that you can't teach, you can't do. They just find a way to make plays, and I mean that right there, just I don't. You don't work on that. There's no drill for that.
Mm-mm.
You just gotta have it. It's unbelievable that
And this is the 2 point play.
look at this formation.
This is the 2 point play. It's quads.
Don't like we set up right. So we call this a sticking up in the pros. Man,
Yep.
it's just not fair. Playing man.
Turf Monster got Ryan Williams down here at the bottom.
I think we're in the legal formation, by the way. Now that I'm looking at it.
What is that? He's on the ball. Uh, he's on the ball. He's on the
Yeah.
ball.
Nobody else is.
And then these
Gotta have.
five. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. 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 Okay. Got it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
being said,
Ooh.
um, we just spent 52 minutes. Well, really 45 minutes. I'll put some chapters in here for the viewers. But if you made it this far, we're about to go talk about some defense.
Yep. Hold on. Because I know you want to talk about that cameraman sprinting over there. You always find a
Oh,
way to
yeah.
notice the cameraman get his look. That he came out of the dirt somewhere down there and just showed up. Man,
Yeah, it's
golly.
almost like he. No, 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 for real though. Look at him. Look where he comes from. No, yeah,
Uh,
no, no. This is ridiculous. Y'all gotta keep an eye on this dude because
yeah.
he's gonna. I'm gonna rewind this. Look, seriously, look where he comes from. He came out of.
He came out of the stands, man. He was behind him. I don't even
He's.
know where he is.
I'm
He's
I'm
over
I'm
there
gonna put a
somewhere.
dot on him at the start. My man is right here.
Oh
You can
god.
see him moving. Look at him. See, there he goes.
Yeah,
There he goes. There he
it's
goes.
about to
There he
happen. It's
is.
about to happen.
All right, I'm going.
Got that footage though, baby. Shoot, come
That's
on,
wild.
man.
That's wild.
I don't know how you missed that.
All right.
Pe- People,
27 more clips.
people seeing our little breakdowns, man, on the screen right there. Okay, 27. That's it.
Yeah. Well, we just went through 31 of them.
Guess we'll
So
get through. All right.
this is the first play of the game, I believe.
Is it game 15? No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was already mad because they threw it to the slot right off the jump. And he was open. That's the only reason I was like, really? As much as we talk about covering the slot, nothing fancy about it. Just we were right. Needless to say, there's part of this I can't wait to talk about when we get into some of the things that we did. Guess who they're throwing it to again, JT?
Oh, could that be the slot? Yeah.
Doggone slot. Now he
Mm.
pushed him.
Yeah, we get an OPI on this one. Um,
Thank you, Jesus.
I was having a discussion with, well, I shouldn't say discussion, but they made a comment in the Discord,
It's
the
cool.
Alabama Discord, about whether or not we were going to keep getting offensive pass interference. And I said, I think we may get more than we're used to getting, just because our eyes are in the backfield now. They're going to be playing the ball a lot more often than playing the man. Um,
Hmm.
this one was definitely an
Definitely.
offensive, um, and there were some missed. There was some defensive pass interference missed on both sides of the ball or on both teams, but that one was definitely offensive pass interference.
I wanted this to get on here just because I needed to make sure, as we were talking about what happened later, this is actually a good coverage. I love what he did as far as flipping his eyes around when he think he's getting ready to run past him and finding him. Um, it's just a technique that he did a damn good job at. Now he's one of the veterans, so I was glad to see that. But whoop, that head whip right there, and that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. So I need to make sure our guys got a little bit of props on that part. Okay, this threw me, man.
Yeah, so this one right here, this
Seven.
is,
Dude, we sent seven. JT.
yeah, they said 7. Um, and this was also the first sign of the crowd having an effect on the ball game. Because this guy right here does not get the check that he's supposed to be on the screen. And because he didn't hear it, it turns into a,
Pick.
a pretty egregious interception.
Everybody. I don't know how he didn't get that though, man.
Everybody but
Golly.
him. Well, look,
Everybody
if I had to
moving.
guess, I'm blaming this guy right here,
Didn't
because
tell him.
he gets the call, but he never actually looks out there and is like, "Hey, did you get it?" Right? Everybody else is communicating. Everybody else sends a signal back. Right? It's clear that number 4 has gotten it, but that if he said it right here,
It wasn't fast enough.
it
You're
wasn't
not
loud
looking
enough.
at him.
It was
No.
so
It
loud right
was
now.
deafening. It was definitely in there.
If he said anything, it was not loud enough.
It's like we just sitting on it too. He looking at the quarterback. He done broke already, and just
Yep, ball's already out.
it's crazy, bro. Look at him looking like what? What? We had him rattled, man. Had him on the ropes. So I was kind of,
Let's look at the pressure here of
yeah, I was really. We hadn't really seen that in years, and not very much this year. Where you're sending seven out, I think he held this up particularly for this game. But it kind of came back a little bit, and you see a little bit later that you got to tackle when you send seven and you're straight man to man. Okay. Oh boy.
yeah. So I think this is one of the ones that I didn't particularly like. No, I was kind of
We're doing okay. It's the still. I really put this on here, or why I like it is really because Malachi Moore, who just comes in from nowhere. You're talking about intensity and making things happen because you kind of want. So
it's a
let's talk
pretty good
about
play right here though.
the backers that they're both trying to spill, but the second backer I don't know who that is. He doesn't have a guy to spill because 84 ends up.
Jefferson, right? Because they
He
end
should have
up
came
picking
over
up
the
the
top.
end. Yeah. So what is this GY counter?
Yeah, so you really want him to go over the top, but Malachi is just screaming. That was thing of beauty. Okay, this is your You got them all on the line, but two of them drop out. Got seven of them on the line, but two of them bail out of there. Whew. I was sitting there thinking, oh God, thank God he didn't throw it to either one of them wide receivers. You got to see the stuff
Yeah,
at the
because
bottom. I was like, oh my God. You talking about eyes and just playing, but them guys are screaming.
yeah, but I mean, balls up, right? I mean, this is
yeah, I know.
it's pretty good.
I mean, like you say, you watch the tape and you see it and you see all kind of stuff, but when you bring in that many,
Yeah,
quarterback got
you
to
want
get
him to
he
be
got to get
sure.
rid of them. He got to get rid of the ball. You know, he's thinking seven. He's got to get rid of it, even though we only sent five. Yes, sir. Give us a dose of our own medicine. A lot of this motion
Yep.
moving the
Yeah. So this one
backs.
right here, I definitely marked this one because I thought right now we're misaligned that we don't have enough. We are outnumbered on the left side of the field. Deontay Lawson is trying to get them to move over, but we just do not have enough people for the number of gaps that have been created over here, right? So even if you just wanted to kind of draw this up,
You need one more.
but this ball, oh, click on the wrong screen, right? You
The crack back.
right, the crack is kind of what seals this, and he fits inside. The safety kind of overcommits. Saab overcommits this way, and he puts a foot in the ground, and there's the crease.
Yep. Which, by the way, before I forget, I don't even know if it's in here or not, like you said, because it has so many clips. Shout out to Roman Harper again because he was talking about Saab getting caught on the dig and go. They did actually run it on him. I don't think they caught it, but they did scheme him up with
Yeah,
it.
well, they came back to it because one of them was a touchdown.
Yeah, that could have been the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah, so this one, I'm just assuming he didn't realize that we dropped 8 and he threw it. I mean, if yeah, sure, this is a great ball if Jahad Campbell's not
Not
standing
standing
there,
right in front of him.
but you drop 8 and he just
I don't know why he didn't throw it to this over on the
the deep
hash,
crosser.
but I don't know. He was seeing ghosts. We had him rattled. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
this is still the second quarter, so yeah, I mean, you only rush 3 this time, you drop 8, and then you just he
There's five guys over there.
yeah, not the read, but
Come on, hit him in the back. We'll take it though. More pressure.
yep. So this is
Just sending them off. So we sent eight. I'm sure one of them was supposed to peel with the back or something.
yeah. The back one going nowhere. So this one was
I
the
mean,
I got to get out of it. I got to throw this out. I mean, and you send 8. It's a 3-man route. They were playing man to man here, and he throws it 40 yards downfield. There's nobody in the area, and because he was in the end zone, that is
two
intentional.
points.
He's inside the box in the end zone. Intentional grounding is a spot foul.
When the last time you really think we saw eight just lined up there and just going?
Madden. That's what you see it in.
I mean, I'm just thinking, you got to have some kahunas for your defensive coordinator, well, Mac, just to say, I don't care if it's Georgia or not. We putting eight up here. Maybe I got some freshman DBs out there, but so what? They're gonna have to earn their
Mhm.
NIL money today.
So this is another simulated pressure, but a different blitz path.
I love it. I love it. With that back getting out of there a little too early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wanted any part of that. I think he saw him and he was like,
Nah.
nah, nah, you take that.
Maybe he don't
Woo.
like Carson Beck. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Another blitz. So we're sending 7. And that's what I'm saying. You got to be, man, I thought it was collar. Um, if you're going to send that many, you got to be sure tacklers because you and we get pinned. I
Yeah, he
guess
can't go inside here. He's got to go outside. He's shaded on the wrong guy. I mean, he did. They called it a hold,
holding.
which from this angle definitely looks like it, but he's still on the wrong side. So
Now, when I was talking about who actually walked this dude down, it's unbelievable. Number 11.
yeah, who was in the blitz?
He's talking about the hustle award. Golly, that's now he got hip tossed out of there a
Yeah,
little
he
bit,
did get kicked out the club.
but still, you see how fast this dude running? Come
Mm-hmm.
on, man. That's one you still put that on your highlight reel. Just show how fast you are because he's catching wide receivers. Okay, guess what they're throwing to? Oh, we already saw this one.
No,
Maybe
this
not.
is this is a little bit different, but it is a slot receiver.
It's a repeat. They were trying to get this slot fade. They did a damn good job on this. I mean, we're playing manned up. It was a little different too because it's man free and we're playing inside out. It's okay. I mean, I think it's great coverage. I just need to, while he was in, it just looks different when you don't have number 8 in the
Mm-hmm.
game.
And
Yes.
yeah, that happens a little bit later.
I mean, look at this double we put on the slot. I really like this just because I think we started saying Malachi.
Yeah,
That's not a
looks
that's
like
not a
cover
double,
three, and he
but
bails out to half,
yes.
basically 2 man.
Ooh, look at that break though by number 11 again. Golly, on the number 3 receiver at the top. If anybody's looking, make sure you count right to left. This is a linebacker covering a wide receiver. His footwork is pristine. Golly, that's
Yeah, so this is one of the. I think I'd actually pulled all the fourth downs earlier, but this was one of the fourth downs that you would get off the field, but we can't watch the ball.
sus. Which reminds me, can you go back? Let me see if he did it. I felt like he was doing illegal stuff from a quarterback standpoint. Bend his knees and early. It's not necessarily on this one, but I did see it. You know how they kind of hunch down a little bit. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know that you could have those exaggerated motions when you're. I thought it just had to be voice inflection and not hut. Hut hut. All this kind of stuff. Felt like he was doing that, Carson.
Hey, why the refs throw their flag so high? Like why do they do this?
Okay, well, I had to go
Who?
let you know what happened. Tell him to take a free shot. What you want to do? Just drop it like a little.
Yeah, just let
Nah,
me
you
throw
got
them things like hacky sacks. All right, so
you got to
here.
throw that thing with authority.
Oh, this is the same play.
Uh,
No, it's not.
oh wait.
Yeah, it is. This is 1st and 10.
See
Right.
Malachi again. Check out Malachi's technique here.
Yep, this is the same coverage, right? It's looking like a little bit of what I would call stress,
Yeah, he just
and he
he
bails out,
open inside.
and he's got the
I
deep
wonder if
half,
he's
and
baiting him. Guess who they're throwing the ball to again? Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying
yeah, this is one that Malachi is going to feel like he should have had.
Yeah, he needs that one. It's great coverage though on the slot too. And that's yeah, he gonna want that one back.
So 2nd and 10.
Didn't even
Very
really
next
hide
play.
these. We didn't even hide these things.
Yeah, yeah. No, there.
Yeah, everybody coming there like, man, we're going again.
Right.
Yeah, make
And
tackle.
this is the so at this point Devontae Smith is out of the game. You've got Red Morgan in who's a freshman and not that he's not a good player, but at all levels this is a freshman doing freshman things.
Yeah,
2 freshmen there actually, number 2 and number 16, both freshmen doing freshman things.
yeah, but it happens. Especially if you're gonna send 8, you just gotta be sure to tackle. You gotta get him on the ground. Gotta get him on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of hopped.
All things that can be worked on.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so here is the touchdown, which
Okay.
is a fake toss, but again, we're a bit confused. I don't know if it's confused, but we're a bit slow. You've got everybody on different levels. It looks like it's man. Malachi runs over the top. He does a good job of getting out of the way. But Xavier Brown here is a little late. He kind of
He runs around his foot. First of all, he doesn't open.
right, and it looks like he kind of like pauses to let Malachi get out of the way,
Yeah,
and that's all you need is a step. See the points.
this is about the time JT's watch start going off, saying you're above 100 beats per minute.
Yeah, what was the score here? Oh no, this was not yet when Emily turned to me and said that she felt ill.
I can't say I felt ill at any point in time, but I was worried about all the text messages I was going to get. Okay, so I thought it was pretty good play design,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta.
And they ran this a couple of times because they did hit
Well,
this later on. I think you might have pulled the clip because I think I looked at it.
I mean, that's a good. It's really it's hard to defend. You're in zone. They found a soft spot in it. It's a good ball. I mean, just you know, glad they missed it, but it
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get some chunk yardage on us. Wish they were getting way too much.
All right, so this is 4th and 6 apparently. Um, 6.
This play. That was the last one.
No, this one right here. This is a 4th down. Well, it's not. At least the down markers don't say it is. So I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna trust the
Yeah, this 1st and 10.
I'm gonna trust the statistician that is paid for by Titan, Texas. There you go. The North Texas the North Texas chapter for Alabama alumni.
Look at you. Ooh, man. Huge play, boss. Sack fumble.
Yeah, I think this is just pursuit here. I mean, they're sending 4. I don't know really why he starts to leave instead of just sitting here. Like he just leaves for some reason. I don't know. I imagine that they got to be telling him like, "What are you doing? Like everything's fine. Everything's fine. There's
Yeah, there's
nothing
no
for you
reason.
out here. This is what happens when you leave. Stay in the pocket. What are we doing?
Dude, whatever happened to scoop and score? Why do you think he picked that up and just go and run that thing in?
I couldn't tell you.
All right.
Another 1st and 10.
It's a great
What
play.
a play.
It's a great play.
Stand on the top field shoulder, not getting hands on the receiver, playing through the hands, knocking the ball down. Great
Beautiful.
play by another freshman.
Gorgeous. Got these people up on the line, dropping them out, man. Vandy ain't gonna know what to do. Giving them too many looks.
Another 1st and 10.
Oh, he was there. Just a little high. Yeah, he knows he could have made that play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had him right where he needed him. Probably just didn't need his square shoulders up too much. Okay, they're moving.
Yep, and they found a matchup they liked here. Got a matchup on a linebacker.
I'm really shocked that we doubled the outside guy.
Knowing that they want to go to the slot.
Hey, you leave your linebacker on him. I mean, golly, what? I don't know. I'm not calling the plays, so maybe they thought he was going to run a fade. Maybe he had some other tendencies. Ooh, boy. Thought of the backfield. So we're
Mm-hmm.
always talking about the back
Covering the
coming
back.
out. Yep. Yeah.
So how you coach them up on this one?
Um. So the first thing I need to talk about is the cutoff, right? And then if he's gonna look for the ball, he's got to lean. He didn't look and lean. It's the thing. He looked inside and drifted inside.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep contact with the wide receiver if you're going to do that. So that's all. It's just the look and lean part. He was there. He had him, but once you decide to look, you got to. He should use his left hand to try to. Can I feel him? If you can't, you got to do what? Which one was it? Damani maybe did.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get your head back around and find him. And you didn't. Oh, these little slick dogs here. A lot of bodies over there.
Yep.
Crack, crack, crack.
I mean that's a great play call. I mean you're just kind of out leverage again. If you get two of them pushed out, you seal the other one.
And the timing's so good on that play. I hate it because again, they don't even block the defensive end. They're like, you're gonna run past him. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, look at him. You're like, he shouldn't get you unless he just runs straight up the field.
Which is exactly the thing you do not want him to do.
Right. Okay, where we at?
This is the
Fourth
one
quarter.
where Saab gets beat on a double move up top.
Oh, we did get it.
Right. So you get this.
Yeah. So in the previous show, we were talking about that. About when you get aggressive on these dig routes, that ultimately they're gonna put it on you, and they did. Roman Harper called it. We were talking about how aggressive he was. What game
Mm-hmm.
was that? When he actually did he get the pick
Wisconsin.
or knocked it down? Yeah, but it's part of it. If you're gonna be that aggressive, you better know that these are gonna
Yeah, they're gonna
happen
get
to
you.
you.
You just don't want it to happen right here when you
Get him on the ground.
wasted a 28-point lead, and that is to get you get you down by a point.
Yeah. Turn. Man, it's close, bro. Now, it's again, we're talking very small, minor technical things that he doesn't actually ever get the cutoff on
Mm-hmm. So these are the kind of balls
on
that
this.
I think are only being thrown because it's Xavier Brown over there. and he's a freshman because this is far side, like this is far hash fade outside of the numbers. Like this is a long ball.
Yep.
And I think that if you had a non freshman out there, he probably just goes to the other side because it's a shorter ball, it's an easier ball. Um, that said, you will notice that it's really the same play out of a different formation. So there are trips here, um, and there are twins here, but it's the same ball. Ball's on the opposite hash. They're going at the same corner. I don't know if it's the same receiver, but now there's not nearly as much room. They're in the red
Well,
zone.
and
So,
there was one play in between this. I can't remember if it was a penalty or if they caught it between the last ball and this one.
oh, yeah. So
But
this is, who's that? That's 5, 8. Yeah. So I think they went right back to him, but there's less room now, right? He's not
yeah,
actually really worried about getting run by
he,
because there's just not enough space.
it's that is one heck of a play. And the crowd went
Yeah. Nuts.
wild, wild. That is just a fantastic play by the young man, and I don't know. You might get a photo out of that, picture out of that some
Oh,
kind of
there's
way.
plenty of them. And there's really good ones too.
That right there, just it's good stuff. There's that cameraman again.
That's a
See
different
him?
guy though.
Go back.
That's a different guy.
Where did he come from?
You can't see him, but it's far away because
He was he on the other sideline?
he might have been.
And he dropped stopped on the dime. You guys need to wear cleats. Okay, well there you go. Take a knee. We love the kneel play.
Yeah. So if you stuck with us for an hour and 22 minutes, thanks. We appreciate it.
We do appreciate it, and that's exactly why we had to do this. Because if we would have tried to do this in combination with a preview of the next game, we'd have had a full 3 hour show.
Yeah, yeah. So we had to go ahead and get this one out of the way. If you made it this far, though, leave us some comments down there on a couple of things that kind of baffled us. On why do you think that when we had the ball with 4 minutes and some change, we were not trying to get down to the 2 minute while we were not milking the clock there. I'd like to
Way too
hear your
fast.
suggestions, viewer. Leave that down in the comments for us. Because I'm not I don't know what that was about. Um,
I have no idea, other than I just figured maybe they thought the rhythm was so good. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any kind of good reason on why you don't slow down. Should have slowed down because we could have easily got it down to 2 minutes, a
mhm.
2 minute warning. But I don't know. Yeah, so leave those kind of comments. Let us know what was the most stressful part of the game for you, and when obviously what was the highlight um, for you. It'd be good to hear from you guys. We do appreciate you guys for hanging with us for this long and really talking about this game because it was a definitely a signature moment for Coach DeBoer. This is a big win for the university, but more importantly, I think it just you know took Coach DeBoer to a whole new level with the fan base and the university because you knock off the
Yeah, I think he's not that he wasn't accepted before, but he's officially. Um, I don't think there's going to go. He's written his name in stone. It's his team. He is. This is his program.
So I'll leave y'all with this because it was funny. Because John O, the president of Titan Texas, who give a shout out for the data that we have, um, he sent me a thing a little meme that had adoption papers. I don't know if you've seen it. It said Kalen DeBoer
Yeah.
just adopted Kirby Smart from Nick Saban. He's officially his daddy now.
Yeah, I saw a meme that said
Yeah.
Coach DeBoer is he's not a stepdad, he's the dad that stepped up.
Well, this is what we do on Teague Sake too. We try to step up and bring you great content. Let you guys know that we really appreciate you guys. Make sure you find us. You're watching this, recording this. Yes, subscribe and find us live on Wednesday nights, 8:15 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, obviously. But we'd love to have you in the chat and just see, hear from you guys um, and share.
Compete
Uh,
for fan of the week.
that's right. It could be
The
fan of the
winner of
week.
fan of the week has not responded to me yet, so it's awkward.
Really? They just wanted to.
I just don't think
Right?
I don't think that YouTube gives you notifications very well of comments being replied to. So he probably just hasn't seen it. So maybe during the show tomorrow, if you're watching this on October 1st, if you're watching this on October 2nd, today, um, if you're watching this in the future, you missed it. Sorry. But we're so glad you're here.
That's right. We're glad you're here, and we're going to do this again. We'll talk about Vandy and what's going on. Just go back, find any shows that you want, and all that I need you to remember is, let me see if I get myself right. He's JT. I'm George Teague. We out of here.